Stop everything. What I'm about to share with you will turn the NFL world on its head. Trust me, this is not just any ordinary piece of news. In fact, it's the kind of juicy, earth-shattering stuff that makes seasoned insiders like myself drop everything. And believe me, today's revelation will have ripple effects that could potentially redefine the balance of power in the National Football League. This isn't just a trade rumor, folks. This is the kind of blockbuster news that we haven't seen in years. Imagine a superstar player, one of the elite few, someone who has been consistently setting the field on fire. That's right, we're not talking about just any player, we're talking about one of the best in the league. This is the kind of athlete who commands double coverage, a player whose presence on the field can change the outcome of a game with a single play. Now imagine the chaos that would ensue in the front offices across the league. Phones ringing off the hook, emails overloaded, all desperately clamoring for information. Behind closed doors, teams are frantically recalibrating their strategies in a bid to snatch this phenom out of the ether. My sources just confirmed something huge, something that until now has been kept hidden under layers of secrecy and misdirection. Picture this: an NFL front office is a buzzing hive of activity. Desks are piled with papers marked confidential. Executives are pacing back and forth with cell phones glued to their ears, and the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Even as we speak, encrypted phone calls are being exchanged in hushed tones, private jets are on standby for impromptu meetings, all geared towards one goal: securing this top-tier talent who is bound to shift the tectonic plates of the league. Who is this game changer, you ask? Well, let's just say that teams have been pulling out all stops to keep this under wraps, but in just a few minutes we're going to lift the veil. Now, let me set the stage for you. We're talking about the Atlanta Falcons, a team on a relentless quest to reclaim their place among the NFL elite. Just recently, they wrapped up their 2025 season with an 8-9 record, marking yet another year perched outside the playoff picture. It's been nearly a decade since they've tasted postseason glory, and the hunger is palpable. This is a franchise steeped in history, drenched in potential, and more than a little desperate to turn its fortunes around. The Falcons need a spark, a catalyst that can reignite their journey and set them on a path to championship contention. Yes, they've got talent on the roster. Superstars like running back Bijan Robinson and wide receiver Drake London bring undeniable flair to the offense. On defense, cornerback A.J. Terrell and safety Xavier Watts strike fear into the hearts of opposing quarterbacks. Yet, if you dive deeper into the stats and games, there's a gaping hole that has been all too apparent. The missing piece in the Falcons' puzzle is a versatile tight end who can not only block and catch, but can also stretch the field and keep defenses guessing. The front office, led by the legendary Matt Ryan, who has transitioned from Falcons quarterback to president of football operations, has been on a quiet but determined mission. They've scoured every nook and cranny of the league, searching, analyzing, and evaluating until they found him. This isn't your run-of-the-mill acquisition. This is a calculated risk, a strategic masterstroke that has teams all over the league sweating bullets. With Kevin Stefanski now at the helm as head coach, the Falcons have been stealthy, organizing secret meetings and employing encrypted lines to keep this treasure hunt under the radar. And so, in the dimly lit war rooms of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the Falcons' brass huddled together, eyes riveted on the future. And then, they found HIM. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts because I am talking about none other than Juwan Johnson. Yes, the exceptionally skilled tight end from the New Orleans Saints, whose performances have left fans on the edge of their seats time and time again, is the target of this high-stakes chase. Standing tall at 6 feet 4 inches and weighing 231 pounds, Johnson is the definition of a modern-day tight end. With a background as a wide receiver from his college days at Penn State and Oregon, this man is an athletic marvel. Throughout the 2025 season, Johnson recorded career highs with 77 receptions and 889 receiving yards. His chemistry with Saints quarterback Spencer Show was nothing short of electric, marking him as an asset any team would covet. Imagine chalking up 61 yards off just 3 of 5 targets in a single game. That's the kind of reliability and consistency Johnson brings to the field. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing for Johnson. He's had to overcome challenges like inconsistent touchdown production and occasional fumble issues, yet his resilience shines through. Since signing as an undrafted free agent with the New Orleans Saints back on April 27, 2020, Johnson has progressively carved out a niche in the league. He transitioned from being waived during roster cuts in his rookie year to making a name for himself, showing unwavering determination. Over the years, Johnson's skill set has evolved, leading to standout seasons, such as 2022 where he secured 7 touchdowns, a career high at the time. His 2025 stats highlight a clear upward trajectory, but what makes this potential trade even more compelling is the context surrounding his recent 3-year, $30.75 million contract extension with the Saints. It's a clear testament to the kind of belief the Saints had in him, and it sets up an interesting dynamic as the Falcons look to pry him away. Why is Johnson the perfect fit for the Atlanta Falcons? Simply put, he is that rare mix of size, speed, reliability, and experience. Picture him alongside Kyle Pitts, another formidable tight end, who the Falcons are eager to retain. The combination could give defensive coordinators nightmares, opening up the field and providing matchup nightmares for opposing teams. Moreover, his route-running ability, honed from years as a wide receiver, will bring a level of flexibility and unpredictability to the Falcons' offensive schemes that has been sorely lacking. The thought alone of Johnson in a Falcons jersey is enough to make any fan giddy with excitement. To have a player of Johnson's caliber would not just be about adding stats on paper. It's about changing the dynamic of the entire offense. Away from the glitz and glamour of the game day, there's an entire world of behind-the-scenes drama that makes this potential trade all the more thrilling. NFL insiders have been buzzing with excitement, with many describing it as a genius move by the Falcons' new front office. According to one influential NFL analyst, securing Johnson could be the single most transformative acquisition for the Falcons in the last decade. This is no exaggeration. The Atlanta front office has been quietly laying the groundwork, orchestrated by none other than Matt Ryan himself. Behind the scenes, they've been working tirelessly in the shadows, crafting the perfect pitch to lure Johnson away from New Orleans. But it hasn't been all smooth sailing. Rival teams, sensing a seismic change, have been scrambling to block the deal, making frantic efforts to woo Johnson with tempting offers of their own. Yet the Falcons seem unfazed, soldiering on with unwavering focus. The financial implications of this trade are no small matter. If successful, the move would see significant investment redirected towards bolstering the Falcons' infrastructure, facilities, and potential signings. One of the more intriguing aspects of this deal is the proposed performance bonus clauses, rumored to include lucrative incentives tied to playoff appearances and on-field performances. The prospect of such a deal has even got the Falcons' coach emotional, describing it as a potential turning point in his coaching career. The coach's reaction captures the gravity of the situation, understanding fully well the potential of a player like Johnson in his lineup. From a financial standpoint, the implications are significant but manageable, thanks to careful structuring of salary caps and investments. The Falcons are exploring ways to craft a deal that would initially be front-loaded, mitigating risks while ensuring flexibility for future seasons. The plan is to slot Johnson directly into the offensive scheme alongside Kyle Pitts, creating a dual threat that few defenses could effectively counteract. This move is not just about replacing or complementing existing players. It's about building a nexus of talent where the sum becomes greater than the parts. Adding Johnson to the mix could transform the Falcons from playoff hopefuls to legitimate Super Bowl contenders, a leap they've been striving to make for years. In the crescendo leading to this climactic moment, Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, offered a visionary quote, saying, "In this league, dynasties are built on bold decisions and unwavering ambition." This kind of decisive vision is what has fans across Atlanta abuzz with anticipation. As the news continues to spread like wildfire, social media is alight with discussions, hashtags, and memes celebrating the potential arrival of Johnson to Atlanta. The next 48 hours are set to be crucial, as all the pieces of this complex puzzle fall into place. The thought of seeing Juwan Johnson donning the Falcons' colors is a tantalizing prospect, one that could mark a new chapter in the team's storied history. Can you imagine the Falcons storming onto the field, buoyed by the energy and talent of a revitalized lineup? Picture the roar of the crowd, the intensity of the matchups, and the prospect of challenging for a Super Bowl once more. It's an exhilarating vision, one that has fans and players alike buzzing with anticipation. So as we stand on the brink of what could be a monumental shift for the Atlanta Falcons, tell us, what do you think? Drop a comment below and let us know if you're in favor, I want HIM or nah. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video to keep up with the latest, hottest news. Because in the world of the NFL, you never know when the next game changer might just be one play away.